Okay, going back to the history of blush, let's talk about the 1960s and 70s. So it was actually in the 1960s that the term blush started to be used. Prior to the 60s, it was known as rouge, but in the 60s, we started calling it blush, and you started to see a lot more natural tones, soft peaches and pinks, and more like neutral kind of toasty shades. Different formulas too. You started to see like cream blushes. Revlon came out with its Blush On line of blushes in very, very neutral, kind of barely there colors. Again, it was not a strong blush look in the 1960s. Here's some of the shades here. So it was Tawny Peach, Misty Pink, and Honey Amber. So very, very soft, neutral tones in the 1960s. You didn't really see those bright reds and fuchsias and hot pinks like you saw in previous decades. It was much softer and more natural looking. In fact, most of the blushes had kind of a natural look. There was also these kind of cream and liquid blushes that were kind of transparent, gel formulas. Also these blush sticks. Here's one from Helena Rubinstein. These little like face gleamers, which was kind of like a highlighter and a blush, kind of a glowy blush. You can see it here. They came in different colors, and they added some sheen and some highlight as well as a touch of blush. Also, cream blushes were very popular in the 1960s. Here's one by Angel Face. Almay had a blusher stick that was really easy to apply. So as you can see, the colors here were very soft pinks and peaches and neutral tones. Also this Moondrops Blushing Silk, which kind of added a soft sheen. They even had blushes based on your hair colors. So one specially for blondes, one specially for brunettes, etc. And so these little whisper tints, this is one by Max Factor, which was kind of a gel formula that just gave a tint of color on the cheeks without, being, too opaque. They were kind of transparent, kind of sheer. And then as we move into the 70s, you saw a lot of these kind of products like Yardley's Apple Polishers, which could be used on both lips and cheeks. CoverGirl had their 9-hour liquid cheek color. So like liquid blushes were popular. This next one is really cool. It like looked clear. It's called Nature's Blush by Coty, but then it adapted to your own natural pH and it became your own perfect blush color. Corn Silk had an all natural blush. Sheer Puffery, which is like a whipped gel blush. And then these Max Factor face glazers, which was like a cream, like a sheer cream formula. And you started to see like more of like these kind of gel and creamy formulas. Blush started to get a little bit stronger in the late 70s, and then in the 80s, it really got strong.